Sorry if I'm not communicating very much, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Sinclair in Tremonton, Utah, has made to my attention that I should go live, even though I'm going to be really busy, so you might be a little frustrated with me. Sorry. I'm working on getting this turbo off right now. I'm hoping that I don't break any bolts. That could be horrible. It's not so nice right now, whoever said that. Bluford's giving Big Belly some troubles today. He's blowing water out the blow by. Really don't want to break any of these bolts. Really don't. I need a much shorter 9/16. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to ignore you. I am busy. Trying to find a 9/16 here. A short one. I'm really nervous about this job. I mean, here I am sitting in a truck stop in Tremonton, Utah, all the way across the country. Don't know anybody out here. And if I did, they would come help me anyway. I've never had anybody help me, ever, when I break down. So, there's been plenty of people in line to take my money, though. That's why I work on myself. Because I don't want to sit in a shop, be in a hotel room, sitting in a shop. Or me sitting in a hotel room, racking up the bills, and the truck sitting in the shop. By the time they get it back to me, I'm over $1 million. $9,999,000 of that would be for cleaning supplies. Ask me how I know. I cannot find a short 9/16 in here. 5/8 won't do any good. Close. Isn't a 13 the same as a 19? No, it's a half inch. So, this is the hardest part of my job, is finding the right tool. Well, let's go see what I can do with what I got. Read some comments on my way back up there. Wife is here. I love you. I live out here, buddy. Hey, how you doing there, Utah man? And Clubber Lang says the same. Yeah, in fact, people come by here 90 miles an hour trying to stir up dust. Okay, I want to try to get that bolt out at 9/16. Let's up in there. I want to be careful with these. I don't have to be drilling them out in place. Came loose. Yay, it came loose. Get this turbo out of my way. I don't want to take the manifold off, but I more likely should. You know, the likelihood of this head not having cracks in it is very slim. That there, and I'll just lift the turbo off. So, come on. It's a 9/16, but I can't get the wrench on. I can't get the wrench on there. I don't like that sound. That's pretty scary. Are y'all too far away? You want to get closer? They're too close. You're on a battery pack, so maybe you'll stay on there for a while. I am tearing down the motor, going to take the head off. Taking the head off. She's blowing water. Right now I'm wrestling trying to get you guys in here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, I'm trying to get those bolts off the back of the turbo there. Yeah, you could call it an M-frame. It's pretty much what it is. Hopefully it doesn't have to get to that, but it might. She's blowing water out the dipstick and out the blow-by. The oil is black, but if you look up here, you can see the water. See that water on there? And when you start it up, it's blowing steam about out to here. I'd say it's a cracked head or a blown head gasket. Said hi. Somebody keeps saying they said hi. Howdy. Oh boy, I'm really scared I'm gonna break a bolt. I don't wanna break a bolt. So it's gonna make more work. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put you guys on a one that I can clip on so I can carry you with me. Can't wait to see what. Probably have oily fingerprints everywhere. Wow. I'm not that far from there. You ain't. Well, I don't know what you can do to help. Do you? Hold on just a second. I know you went black. Hold on, hold on. Trying to get you in a different bracket. Well, that was weird. Gemini tried to rob my... Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what I'm doing. Trying to get them bolts off the back of the turbo there. Right there. Hopefully I don't break any of these bolts. I don't want to break a bolt. This turbo's been replaced. It's a bigger turbo. Ken, the guy that I bought from, he had this big turbo put on it, which is a good thing. That's probably going to help me with these bolts if they used anti-seize. Yeah, I'm parked right next to the interstate, and that big banging noise, that's FedEx. They're bringing in their doubles and swapping drivers or cabs or trucks or whatever you want to call it. That's one out of the back of the turbo. Anyone in the area that can help my husband? Ruthie trying to summons up helps. Isn't that just like a wife? I took the heat blanket off of this thing, and man, it's covered in fiberglass. Hopefully I don't get any of that in my nose or in my throat or anything else or any other orifice. Matt Armstrong be saying right now, and we carefully have to get these bolts out because Bugatti will not help. Oh man, this is being difficult. Of course, it wouldn't matter to put anti-seize on these. It gets cooked anyway. I'm going to get all this off and get a tow truck out here to lift the head off when I'm ready. All right, it's two bolts down, 2 to go on the back of the turbo. See, but I know you are capable, but still it would be nice you help. Hey, bro. Hey, Mr. Steve. Let me get my glasses on. Read that. what's going on with the chat cat. That's pretty cool. That's pretty funny. Trying to get this turbo off so I can get this manifold off, so that I can get this head off, so I can find out why this thing's blowing. Oh man, I don't like the way that feels. That's too scary right there. That's too scary. Thank you, Father. Ooh. To get this head off this motor and find out what's going on. You either cracked the head or blew the gasket or both. I personally think it's both. Cracked the head and then blew the gasket. That's what I think. Believe me, I did not want to do any of this. This is definitely not what I was planning on doing for the day. Just trying to take it easy and make money and sounds like you're on the side of the freeway. Well, I'm kind of am, but I'm not. I'm in the truck stop, which is on the side of the freeway. I pulled in here to get fuel, and I was getting 4.2 miles a gallon, and I looked underneath, and I had blow by. This truck never has blow by. And I was like, what the heck is that all about? And then I noticed that it had drips of water coming out of the blow by. It's like, oh crap. Not good. Uh-oh, that one ain't moving, Father. I don't know if y'all can see that. I know the sun's on the camera. I don't know what that smell is. What the heck is that smell? I don't know how I flipped that wrench over in my hand like that, but it did. It smells like, I don't know, it smells like carburetor cleaner or something like that. Some type of chemical. There's a, I don't know what that smell is that I keep smelling. We'll leave that bolt hanging there for a second because it's trying to come down. So I guess I better take that exhaust band off next, because I guess it's all that's holding it is exhaust band. I don't like it sitting on top of that, but it is. Let's see, should I take it off here? I should take it off back here, right? Maybe I should take them both off. And take that off first, then take that off. That ain't gonna come off very easy. Might need to go get an impact for that. I'm not that far. Who keeps saying that? Cars pulsing 5785. I'm gonna have grease spots all over the truck by the time I'm done. See, I need to get a battery because I want to get my impact wrench to break that exhaust clamp loose. There it is, right there. Right in front of me. I can't get you guys to stay still. Stay there. What size do you think that is? 9/16. perhaps. Find out right quick. I got a 9/16 right here. Yep, it's a 9/16. So need to find me. I don't know how I can get a. I'm gonna have to figure out to adapt down. I'll never get that big old gun in there, so I don't know why I'm even trying. Might as well just get ready to use some muscle. That's 11/16. I know I had the 9/16 out here a minute ago. It's on the other power tool. No. That's a 1/2 inch. Okay, I need a 9/16 ratchet. I don't know how you can adjust the zoom in and out on this while it's on live. Checking coolant. I checked the coolant and I drained the coolant. It was a gallon low. What did I come back here for? 9/16. 7/16. 11/16. 9/16. 15. 11/16. Come on. 9/16 is what I need. A 9/16. 5/8. This is what it's like to work out of a bag. Mini bags. Where, oh where could it be? That's 5/8. You know which one's the hardest one to find? The one you're looking for. 5/8. Oh, 5/8 all day long. That's a 9/16. Half an inch. Didn't I check those already? I'm just going in circles. Where? I'm telling you, this is what makes a job take forever. You don't have your tools organized. And of course, how can you have your tools organized if you're working out of a bag? Isn't a 15 the same as a 9/16? What's that say? What clover for jewels? I'm sorry, Ruthie, man. I hate that. Hey, Norm, what's going on? I think a 15 is the same as a 9/16, is it not? Yeah. Okay. It is. Well, there's the 9/16 laying on the ground the whole darn time. All right. Let's not get frustrated. So I got to get this dude off right here. Anybody want to get that off for me? That's good. I need to probably get some WD-40 on that, huh? Or some kind of lube. Lube, lube. So yeah, I'm by the freeway. See the freeway? Some blaster. Get some blaster on that dude. All the FedEx trucks all swapped their trailers out and took off already. My boat's over there. I haven't heard anything from them. I'm sure they're working it out. I called everybody and told them truck blew up. Ain't going anywhere. Send a truck. When you get home, buy a magnetic holder for your sockets. You can carry the whole set. All you see is the ground. Oh, well, I guess there's not a very good cameraman, is it? Need to have a talk with that guy. Now what do you see? See if I can get that exhaust manifold clamp off. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's gonna take Hercules to get that off there. Oh. Phew. Whoever put that thing on there was joking around. Uh-oh. Sorry, the turbo came off the manifold. I had to do something. I don't want to fall. I don't want all that weight on the oil tube. I guess I should have thought of that first. Huh? You know what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen? That exhaust clamp is too big of a bear right now. I'll let it soak. But it came back this way towards me, see? And it's sitting on this tube, and I don't like that. Don't like that at all. So I think what I'll try to do is get this clamp off right here. What size do you think that is? Half? That's a half? Didn't I have this one here is a half right here? Let's see. Not a half, 7/16. How long do you think it'll take me to find the 7/16? Get the dude. Oh, golly. Darn door came back and hit me in the head. Wind caught it. Jarred my teeth. I see a 7/16. That was a half. 7/16. There's a 7/16, but it's not a deep one. 7/16. Not deep enough either. Well, it kind of halfway on there. I'll need a... see, about the same amount of time it will take you to find a 10 millimeter. Yeah, that's about how long. I sit you guys on top of the big Milwaukee. Now what do I do with that other impact? Here it is. Here it is. On the ground. What do you think? Think this will take it off? That's tightened. Yay! This is AJ's hammer. I gave that to him a long time ago. Why y'all moving around like that for? I'm getting a big pile of tools built up down there. Bend it. Let's see. Doesn't want to come off on the back. There she goes. Oh! All right, let me move y'all. Move you from that holder over to this holder. All you can see is the ground, eh? Well, I do apologize. Gotta talk to that cameraman. Come to town soon as I can. What y'all talking about? Hit like a button. Hit like a button. Alright, let me get that turbo off of there. Hopefully I didn't bend that. Oh man, it's sitting right on top of that. Dude, was heavy. See how that oil tube smashed down? I'm hoping it didn't bend it. I'm gonna have to take it off to put a new gasket in it. Because as much movement as it's had, I know that gasket's bad now. Get a pile of parts there. It's going to be a lot bigger before it's done, huh? How many days am I going to be here? Well, I haven't got a clue. I might be here for the rest of my life. I don't know. However long it takes to get the job done. Oh. Think I can leave that on there? Doesn't seem like it's going to be in my way. We'll have to take that. Oil tube housing off. Yes, because it's going to need a gasket. Here, write down all this stuff I'm going to need. This is going to have to come off. I don't want to take it off, but it's got to come off. This is going to have to come off. That's going to have to come off. I think I can leave the alternator. I'll have to take the timing gear off. These have got to come off. Set this down here somewhere on top of the oil tube. Guess I should be living these up. Let them soak. There's one. This one here is missing a nut, but it wasn't leaking anything. Wasn't leaking any exhaust. That's amazing. Up in there. Shouldn't be any, really. But you know there is. Because I drained it while it was still hot. So the thermostat should have been open. It should have drained. But you know it didn't. Alright, what's next? Yeah, I broke down here once before, and in my black Freightliner, and Mike Taylor came out and visited me on that day. I think I was broke down, or maybe I was in between loads. I can't remember. But yeah, I went in and I talked to him and got permission. So I definitely have permission. I would not have even attempted it without their permission, because I'm very vulnerable right now with all my tools and everything out. Could you imagine if I'd been in the middle of this and they would have said, hey, you gotta get your blah, blah, blah off of there. You can't be doing that here. Yeah, that would be dumb on my part if I didn't get permission. Yeah, so, yeah, I got permission first. I've had a problem with what in the past? No, I've never had water coming out my blow-by before. When I had my 2005 Peterbilt, had an injector passing diesel down into my oil. I was down on Route 666 coming out of New Mexico, coming up into Utah, and I pulled over. I can't remember what I was doing, but I pulled over for something, and I had this blow-by, and that truck never had blow-by either, and I shut it off, and there was diesel coming out of the freaking dipstick. I had to change the oil several times before I made it up to Salt Lake, where I got some dye and put it in the filter, started it up for 10 seconds, shut it off, and took a blue light and shined it down in underneath the valve cover gaskets there, and it was the number 1, which is the one that I bought and put in from By-Right there in Hopkinsville, and it was bad. So I paid them $600 and something for the new injector, put that in, changed the oil a couple more times after that, and the only damage it did is it made the front main seal go out. So when I got home, I had to put a front main seal in that motor. So yeah, that's the only time I had a problem like that, where it was blowing stuff out of the blow-by. Well, what's next? Go over here and look at the other side. Well, I can take that off. I gotta take all that off. It's all gotta come off. Get a screwdriver and take that off, and get a 1/2 inch and unplug the computer off the head there, and I can take I don't want to really take these bars off because that's what's holding the hood up. If I take these bars off, I'll probably have to get a strap and strap it to here. But that'd be the same thing as leaving a bar. I probably should leave this bar. Take that one bar off. That goes to the turbo. I take that middle bar off. That's got to come off. For sure, for sure. Take all these wires out of the way. Yeah, I remember doing that. It was 17 degrees the day that I did that, or the 3 days it took me to do it. What I say it was, 1/2 inch. It was cold. It hurt. Anytime you work in weather like that, it's painful. One time I had, it was 50 below in the wind, and the heck of Williston, North Dakota, and the tensioner belt froze up and it burned up the belt, and so I had to put a new tensioner on there and a new belt. And golly, and 50 below in the wind, that was horrible. Get a pick, some wire cutters. Well, that's good. If it gets warmer, I'm fine with that. Take my beanie off. What did I come over here for? Wire cutters. And what else? Oh, a pick. I need a pick. Would you believe that I take a supplement that helps me with my memory? Sure enough. You know why? Because I can't remember what direction I'm going in. Played state finals in soccer, and it was snowing that day, and was goalkeeper. I had 12 goals that day. I know exactly what you're talking about. The pain. Oh yeah, that's, you getting that temperature. That's that cold. Your lips break from the cold air. That dude don't want to come out of there. That dude is in there. Gotta come out. I'll show you. I was trying to take that unplugged, but I don't believe it's supposed to be unplugged. I'm gonna put that dude back down in there. I don't believe that's where it's supposed to be unplugged at. Gently put that dude back in there. Although I got a brand new one in the truck, don't mean I want to break it. I think that's the barometer sensor. I think that's what that is. I'm sure YouTube is awesome will correct me. Yeah, it looks like it unplugs down here. See, that unplugs right here. See? Y'all can see it. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Bet. I didn't read that. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Y'all are making a lot of comments. Is that your temp gauge sending unit? No, it's not. It's a barometer sensor. It's supposed to tell you, it tells the computer if there's humidity in the air or whatever, and also it's supposed to tell the computer the altitude, I think. I think it's just for humidity though, I believe. I don't know. Need to take that off with a screwdriver. What size motor? It's a 6NZ. 475. What'd I come over here for? I forgot. Darn. Oh, screwdriver, that's right. I told you guys I took a supplement to help me with my memory. Let me see what kind of screwdriver I need. One like that. Oh yeah, I came for a screwdriver. Wonder what happened to the screwdriver I had over here. Maybe it's in my pocket. Yeah, Richie's in there. What? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I am taking off the tube that was blowing water out of it this morning. tell me this thing don't have issues? That is not good. That is bad, bad, bad. Bad, bad. I might have to pull the pan and check the rods. I might have to check the rods on this thing. Look at that. They weren't making any noise, but it probably wouldn't hurt to check them. I don't know how long it's been blowing that water. Wasn't blowing it yesterday when I stopped in, where did I stop at? Oh, Rock Springs. Wasn't blowing when I was at Rock Springs, or I would have saw it. So it wasn't blowing very long, water. But I guess it don't take very long to hurt it. Oh, I need wire cutters. Take these dudes off there. You know what I don't understand? You know what I don't understand? Is why water's coming out of it when the motor, when it has antifreeze. I mean, yeah, it has antifreeze. Why is it blowing water? Not antifreeze. Where's the water coming from? That's a little confusing to me, why it was blowing water and not antifreeze. I mean, I'm sure it's antifreeze, but it looks like pure water to me. That's what it looks like. What was I going to go get? Oh, a knife. I can get a knife from inside the truck. What was I coming for? A knife! You big dummy! Can't you remember anything? Oh. Well, thank you there, Mr. Was it? It went away. In coordinates? Thank you. I gotta cut that tape off that wire harness. little keeper off of it. Then it's really sharp. Take that off of there. The important part's still good though. Wouldn't that be a bummer to break the brand new wiring harness I took a year to get? Brand new plug, I mean. Cold, could be a faulty radiator cap, air compressor leak, or failing EGR. Doesn't have an EGR, and the air compressor is brand new. Well, I wouldn't say brand new, it's got a year. It's only been on there for a year. And wasn't anything wrong with the radiator cap. Besides, if it was a radiator cap, it has blow-by hoses on it. So, and it wasn't blowing water out the hoses. That was the first thing I checked. And it wasn't blowing air in the water. It was a gallon low, and I put water in it, filled it up, and but this is all dry, so there's no water wherever that tube is. Oh, right here. It was all dry. There was no water coming, so if it was the radiator cap, would have blew out here, so there was no pressure in the radiator, or I would have seen evidence of it. Plus there was no bubbles in the radiator. Yeah, so that's why I'm going after the head. So yesterday when I was going up Twin Sisters, and y'all know where Twin Sisters are, right before you get into Utah on 80. I got a code and it said shut down engine. And I was like, what's that all about? And it went off. And then on the second sister, it did the same thing, and then it went off. And well, I guess because it was a gallon low on water, that's why that was happening. I'm thinking about taking the motor ran fine. It wasn't missing or anything. But I could check that right now. I can take this off if it's blowing any water. Be right there. What size do you think that was? I bet you it's this size right here. Oh yeah, I said it wasn't running bad, but it was getting 4 miles a gallon. Now this truck always got 6.2 miles a gallon, and it's just been getting worse and worse. And worse, was running 4.7 when I went to Texas. And Tim put a little wiring thing in there that retarded the timing and gives it more boost. And I took that off. And I only ran it to Texas run, and then I took that off because I thought maybe that's why it was getting 4.7 miles to the gallon. But it didn't change anything. It still got 4.7 miles a gallon. And then I've been home this whole time after that trip. And out the door it was getting 5.5, which wasn't good. That was empty bobtailing. Then when I picked up the boats, I was getting 5.2, and then going across Missouri and Kansas, I got 5.2, and then today when I filled up, it was 4 miles a gallon. So I say it hadn't been running bad, but it's been eating the fuel up like crazy. No water in there. Dry as could be. I believe I'm going to take that off anyway. Maybe. I'll have to take that hose off. That dude don't want to come loose. What size do you think that was? 1 inch? I put that on there pretty tight. I wonder who that was. So it was a gallon of water low. That means it ran a gallon of water through the motor. That can't be good. Nothing's coming out of the exhaust. The exhaust looks great. I just had that built. I did this. you got water in that antifreeze, if you're down a few quarts. The antifreeze in this truck was mostly antifreeze. I did put a couple gallons of water in it. I think I put 4 gallons of antifreeze in it the last time and 2 gallons of water. 100%. Forgot what it went over there for. I went over there for pliers. Just like it was, because it's all fresh. Forget what I did. Oh, I put a radiator in it. So all the antifreeze in it was good and clean, fresh, and it's still clean and fresh when I drained it. So there's not a mixture of anything going in it. Anything. Don't matter. I got lights. Work all night if I have to. Zip ties and get kind of low on them since I'm cutting 5,000 of them. I'm debating if I should take this air compressor off or not. It's not really in the way. I gotta take that timing sensor out. Take that sensor out. Well, let me catch up with the comments, and then I haven't had breakfast or anything today. I'll find my glasses and catch up on some comments, and then we'll close out. I'll take a break. Kind of feeling a little beat. As soon as I find my glasses, I'll have to take another memory supplement. So anyway, let's see what we got. We have the braces in the way. How many people's on there? 132. Well, hello, 132 people. Here, let me just take it out of that. Now let's read some comments. Ruthie B, I am a diesel mechanic. Thanks, he gives me some details. I may be able to point him in the right direction. Well, I'll tell you, whoever that is, let's see. Solitude of Mercy. Mr. Solitude of Mercy. So, my fuel mileage has been dropping down. That was the first thing. And another thing is, at low RPMs, it would lose boost, and like it was backfiring, so it's been doing that for a while. And then my fuel mileage just consistently went bad, and well, I stopped here just to see what my fuel mileage was, and I didn't have very many miles on. I think I had like 390 miles. It needed 100 freaking gallons. I think that's bad. That's 4 miles a gallon. And anyway, after paying for my fuel, I was doing my walk around, and I noticed I had blow-by, and it was cold this morning. And so I was just thinking, it wasn't much. But then I got to looking, and there was water dripping out of the blow-by tube. And I said, oh, well, that can't be good. And so then I popped the hood, and I saw water was blowing out of the dipstick. And it was blowing all the way out to here from the dipstick. And so I said, uh-oh, well, looks like I got either a cracked head or a blown head gasket. And so, I checked the water, and I put a water in antifreeze, and it was a gallon low. And so I filled that up, and then when I filled it up, I looked in there, and I didn't see any bubbles. There was no bubbles and in the water, and plus the overflow wasn't overflowing, so it didn't have pressure in the radiator. So the only symptom I had was it had blow-by coming out the blow-by tube and out of the dipstick, and it was all steam. So that's telling me that what it's telling me is that the exhaust is passing through and getting into the it's telling me that the gasket is bad, and that water and exhaust is passing by and getting into the oil. So the exhaust and water are getting into the oil. So that's what it's telling me, because if you got a lot of blow by, where's that coming from? If you got water, where's that coming from? The only other thing I can think of, if it ain't a cracked head or a blown head gasket or a combination of them both, the other thing it could be would be a liner. Now, if it's a liner, then I'll be tearing down this truck for a little while. So, you know. Yeah, it could be a liner. You know, if it is, it is. Whatever it is, I gotta find it and I gotta fix it. So it starts here. It starts with taking the freaking head off. I gotta get the head off. That's the first thing I gotta do. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If I'm gonna find the problem, the first thing I gotta do is get the head off. And once I get the head off, that should tell me what's going on. So it's either, again, like a cracked head or a blown head gasket or a combination of them both. To me, I'm thinking it's a combination of them both, the head and the gasket. And I've always ran good antifreeze in this thing, so it shouldn't have holes in the liner. But it might, who knows? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Head gasket and a cracked head. Hey, Orland. How you doing? Well, I plan on dropping the pan gasket, but I don't plan on doing that until after I do the head. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you why. Let's say it's the head and the head gasket. I still want to drop the pan because it passed a gallon of water through the oil. So if it passed a gallon of water through the oil, that can't be good on your rods and mains. So I'm going to drop the pan gasket or pan and check the rods and the mains when I'm done, and if it needs them, I'll replace them. But if it's a liner, well, the pan's coming off anyway. So. Wow, you're a super trucker. Yeah. Well, the load is right here. It's just 3 trailers down. I wanted to get it next to me, but there wasn't a hole where it was 2 openings, and so 700 miles from here to the drop. I got shut down in Laramie. They had 35 to 85 mile-an-hour winds, and I pulled in and got fuel. Got 5 miles a gallon at that point. So that's really doing good, getting 5 miles a gallon. And sat there for 24 hours, and then here I am. Well, I'm not a diesel mechanic, y'all. I'll tell you that. I just learn as I go. But I could tell you, if I got blow by, that means it's passing air somewhere, and it's blowing water. So that, from being working on cars since I was a kid, that always tells me it's a head gasket. And these cats are known to crack heads. So, so I'm thinking it's a combination of them both. So, that's what I'm thinking. But I won't know until I get it all apart. I'll get it all apart and get a tow truck over here, and we'll lift the head off, set it down on the ground, look everything over. I bet you money. I bet you money. I won't bet money. In fact, I won't bet. Forgive me, Father. I'm pretty sure it's the head and the head gasket. It would make sense. Of course, I could be wrong. It could be a liner, and if it's a liner, then I'll pull the freaking liner. I'll have to call some guy out. They got one across the street. I'll have to call that guy over here and check the depth, and if it needs be ground down for liners, then we'll do that and put new liners in it if I have to. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. Obviously, I got to do it. I got to fix it, whatever it is. Well, I'll tell you why. Because Tim told me when I hired on, he didn't want to inherit my problems. And he said, when I hire on an owner-operator, I don't want to inherit their problems. He said he hired on owner-operator, and he didn't get down the road, and I had to go get him, and he needed money, and I had to do all this and do that. And so that's why I don't ever ask him for nothing. So, he doesn't want my problems, and so therefore I'm not going to ask. This is my truck. This is my problem. This is my baby. And I'm just not going to ask. It was running good. I mean, it wasn't missing. It wasn't stumbling, and it was running smooth, and the motor was running smooth. If it was an injector sleeve, I would imagine it would have been running pretty rough. Don't you think? I'm not saying anything bad about Tim. I can understand he doesn't want to inherit problems. He's got a lot in his plate. You know what I mean? Well, I don't have any of this stuff that y'all are talking about doing a test on a leak down test. I don't have anything like that. What I do have is my hands and my tools, and I'm going to take the head off. So when I get the head off, I'm going to find the problem. And if I don't find the problem, then I'll be digging deeper. So, I get the head off and it ain't the head and it ain't the gasket, I'll just put a new gasket on it and move on. But that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the head off. I would, if I did a leak down test on the cylinder and it was a cylinder, I'd still have to take the head off, right, sir? Yeah. Well, if that's the case of what you do, top dead center, uh, wouldn't it still pass air when it was running? And I had it running, it wasn't passing air into the system because I checked that there wasn't a bubble one inside that radiator. And in fact, if in fact the antifreeze looked good too. Yeah, I checked for bubbles. There was no bubbles. So that being said, y'all, if it was a liner, wouldn't it have bubbles in the radiator? Wouldn't it? That's what I was thinking. I said, well, if there's no bubbles in the radiator, then you know it ain't a liner, right? It's a 6NZ. Yeah, there was no bubbles in the radiator. Yeah, well, I got a whole gallon of water in the freaking oil. No, the exhaust looked perfect. There was nothing wrong with the exhaust. It was running good. The exhaust was good. I was surprised. It was running good. It was eating a lot of fuel, but it was running good. It didn't have milkshake. It doesn't have milkshake. That was kind of weird too. That was the first thing I checked. Is I pulled the dipstick and it didn't have milkshake. But I showed you what was going on at the blow-by. It was coming out a sludge. So I guess it just didn't have time to make milkshake. Is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it just let go right before I got here, because if you look at this, see that? So it looks like to me, see all that water? And it's water, it's not antifreeze. How does it come out water when it only has antifreeze in it? I don't understand. That's confusing to me. The oil smells like exhaust. When I smell it, it smells like exhaust. The oil does. Yeah, the oil smells like it's got exhaust in it. It don't smell like diesel. And that's pure water. I don't know how antifreeze turns into pure water. Can anybody answer that? What is YW? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, because I'm limited with testing equipment, and I'm limited with my tools, and I'm limited with this thing up here. So the head's coming off. That head is coming off. I got to do the belt and take off all that stuff, get it out of the way. I'm going to take that manifold off. I'm going to take that oil tube off because I don't want it to get damaged. And everything that needs to come off. I want to leave these braces because they're holding the hood up. So the tow truck should be able to lift it straight out. What is that, Mr. Aaron Petticore? Walmart will deliver orders to help. Yeah, I bet I will. I have a big impact. I don't know. Should I be using my impact on the head boats? Okay, so I'm looking at liners. That's what I'm saying. It could be one of three things: the head, or a combination of the head and gasket, or liners. Regardless, we'll be having to do it. We'll have to find it. Gonna have to find it. Big Belly's gonna have to find it. Right here at the Sinclair in Tremont. This will be my home until I get it all done. With the backfiring you hear at low RPMs, it's likely the sound of this high pressure combustion escaping downward into the engine block instead of outward through the exhaust valves. The loss of pressure. So you probably, I just bet on it's a liner, is what you're saying. That means I'll have to order some more buckets. Sorry, I didn't mean to make y'all look at the tire there, but anyway, yeah. Well, if it's a liner, it's a liner. I'll be doing it. There's a shop there's a place across the street, and this shop here says that they do liners. So I don't have the ability to check them, so I'll just have to have the guy come over and check the depth to get it ready to set new liners in. So that's what I have to do. Then that's what I have to do, right? Got to do what you got to do. And while I'm there, might as well put rods and mains and an oil pump. So yeah, there's one. I mean, it's in walking distance. So you see that, like that McDonald's sign over there. There's a place. Well, there's that shop right there, but it's a truck stop shop. Yeah, it's the last place in the world you ever want to mess with is a truck stop shop. I mean, that's unless you got buckets of money to give away. You don't want to mess with a place like that. Of course, I say that, and that's probably wrong on my part to say something like that, but I've had bad experiences with shops like that, but I also have had bad experiences with Kenworth and Peterbilt too. So there's a hotel there in case I need to take a shower. I'm sure I will. But anyway, right over there, right past this shop where the pickup is if you see Cat and Volvo, I don't know how to zoom in with this, right where that truck just went by, it says Cat and Volvo, and I can't make out the name of the place. Cat Volvo dealer, or Detroit. So they're across the street. This is a good place to be if you're broke down, because if you just go back towards Salt Lake, you got every freaking diesel thing you can think of down that way. Anyway, I'll probably be here a good long while, tearing into this thing and discovering what's wrong with it. Yeah, you're looking at the guy that's going to do it. I got just as much experience as a lot of those guys. I've taken my truck to Kenworth, and they had people that didn't even know what they were doing, charging me $200 a freaking hour. They did more damage than they did anything. That's why I carry my tools with me. It's going to be a big job. I've never set liners in before, but it looks like I'm going to now, huh? I never done liners before, but it looks like I'm going to now. If it's not the head and it's the liners, that's what I'll be doing. Of course, I agree with you guys about it sounded more like the liners. I need to take a break, y'all. So, I've been going at this since 6 o'clock this morning, so I don't know what time it is. It feels like it's forever. But I'll pick back up on live when I go back to work. Right now I'm going to take a break. I need a break. I'll have a wonderful day wherever you are. Have lots of fun. Don't get broke down somewhere thousands of miles away from home like me, or do. God bless. And later.